gluteus maximus, and the one that's peeking up here is gluteus medius, which we can take the gluteus maximus off. Okay, and here's gluteus medius in here. Now there's a bunch of muscles in here I'm not holding you responsible for, okay, but these are all the muscles in here internally that'll move the hip, okay, besides the major ones there. So gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, the iliacus, and the psoas major. And then we're going to turn it over. The muscle that's actually missing in here, you might be able to find the pieces if we look hard enough, but this muscle that would go from here to here is known as the tensa fasciolata. Tensa fasciolata. And then all this gray, is the iliotibial tract. It's going from the ilium up here all the way down to the tibia of the leg. So it's really a very long tendon. It's almost like an aponeurosis in many ways, but we'll go with it as a long tendon. So that's the iliotibial tract. And again, the tensa fasciolata would be in here. And then if you go into the muscles over here, you'd have this one here, which is vastus lateralis. This one here is rectus femoris. Rectus medialis. Excuse me, vastus medialis. So you have vastus lateralis, rectus femoris, vastus medialis. If you take the rectus off, there's vastus intermedius. Those are the four muscles that make up the quadriceps. Vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, vastus medialis, and the rectus femoris. Now I think I told you, the only origins and insertions I'm going to hold you responsible for are the ones on the sheet here. I'm not going to bother having you do any of the others. It'll just be those 6 or 7 that are on there. Okay, and we'll leave the rest of them out, just so you get a taste of what ARD's insertions and actions are. So now when you start to move more into the medial compartment, this long muscle is actually the longest muscle in the body, sometimes referred to as the Taylor's muscle. Okay, it's called the sartorius. Sartorius. Then this little guy up here is called pectineus. Pectineus. And then you're going to have adductor longus. So it's a long adductor. Gracilis is the most medial one of the leg. This guy here. And this one here, it also comes underneath, is adductor magnus. So you have pectineus, adductor longus, gracilis, adductor magnus is sort of underneath. And then you're going to come back into the hamstrings. Okay, so you're now in the posterior aspect of the leg, of the thigh. Those are the hamstring muscles that you commonly hear that athletes tend to sprain or strain their hamstrings, pull their hamstrings. That's these 3 muscles. The one with the long tendon, semitendinosus. The one that's sort of underneath, in here and over here, is the semimembranosus. And this one, biceps femoris. It's the one that allows you to move basically flex your leg. Biceps femoris. Just like the biceps brachii will flex the arm, this one will flex the leg, thigh. So biceps femoris. And biceps femoris is actually next to sort of vastus lateralis. So we're starting to move around to the lateral side again. So again, you have the semitendinosus with the long tendon coming all the way down, tendinosus, membranosus sort of underneath it and next to it, okay, and then the biceps femoris. So those are the muscles of the leg, or I should say the thigh and the hip. The muscles of the leg are really not all that bad. The gastrocnemius is your gastroc, the two bellies, the gastrocnemius, major calf muscle. Okay, and then you have the calcaneal tendon here, okay, or Achilles tendon. Okay, anyone know the mythology behind Achilles?
He was dipped into water, except for his Achilles. Everything else was impervious.
His weak spot was basically here, because when his mother baptized him, she held him by this. Okay, so if you know the mythology or saw the movie Troy, you know that that was his weak spot. That's the Achilles tendon, okay, or the calcaneal tendon. Okay, and underneath it on the side is the soleus, which you can sort of see here is the soleus. So you have gastroc, the soleus, and the soleus and the gastroc actually come together onto the heel, the calcaneus, through the calcaneal or Achilles tendon. Now the anterior compartment is just a couple of muscles. So this one here, 19. See, here's your tibia. So you have the tibialis anterior. This one here, tibialis anterior, right on front of the tibia. Okay, and you have this one here. Look at the tendon here. That's the extensor digitorum. This one here is the extensor digitorum. It's coming down to the toes, the digits. And then this is the lateral malleolus, so this is the fibula. The old name for fibula, or the muscles that went with it, are called peroneus. Now they're calling them fibularis. I'll accept either. The little one is peroneus brevis or fibularis brevis here, 23. Okay, and the long one here is peroneus or fibularis longus. That's the muscles of the foot and the leg. This will be on the final. So I didn't just want to not do anything today and let you look at the other stuff. So this will be on the final. You should really start looking at it. Don't wait until after December. Your exam's in 2 weeks. Don't wait until after December 6th to start looking at this stuff, because you're not going to have enough time. So continue to look at the legs and the other stuff. The bones by now you should know. Okay, and
so the lessons that you had on the 8th, on the 6th, is only going to be on this bone?
the one on the 8th,
On the 6th.
the 6th is on the arm. The appendicular skeleton, all the bones of the appendicular skeleton. Clavicle, humerus, scapular, femur, all those bones. The arm model, the little muscle man model that has the abdominal plate and head and neck muscles, and the origin, insertion, and action of those muscles. So that's pretty much all that we'll have